Welcome all. In this tutorial, we will discuss radio buttons. How to create radio buttons and when should we create radio buttons. Answer to the second question. When the user has to select only one option out of many, then we have to create radio buttons. For example, in an application form, if we are accepting the gender of an applicant, then we can provide two choices out of which the user will select or has to select only one. In such cases, we need to create radio buttons. Let's see practically how to create radio buttons. We will be working on the same form or the same HTML page which we have used in the previous section. I have created a folder on the desktop with the name HTML forms. I double click to it, single click on forms.html, right click and say open with Notepad. You can see my Notepad is open and I'll use a p tag and I'll say gender, close my p tag, save the changes what I have done, and to see the output, double click on forms.html. You can see the output. Gender is displayed in a new line as p is a block level tag. I'll push the p tag to a new line, and to create radio buttons we need which tag? A input tag. Input is a unpaired tag, so it should be written in this manner. Which type of input element do we want to create? To mention that, I'll say type is equal to inverted comma open and close, and observe. To create a text control, we wrote type is equal to text. To create a password control, we have written type is equal to password. Similarly, to create a radio button or an option button, we'll mention here type is equal to radio. This much I do, save and refresh my browser window. Observe, a radio button is created here and you can click on the radio button. I'll go back to the Notepad. Now we need to tell the user this radio button denotes what. Okay, this radio button is meant for what purpose. And to do that, outside the tag, I'll write my radio button denotes male. Save again and refresh. You can see this radio button is denoting male and you can click on the radio button. I'll go back to the Notepad, copy this and paste. My second radio button denotes female, so I'll say input type is equal to radio female. If you want, I'll create one more radio button and I'll say this radio button denotes transgender. Save and refresh. You can observe 3 radio buttons are created. Let us proceed further and name all the radio buttons. How to name? I'll use the name attribute equal to. How do we name? We will be using the same camel case notation, and radio buttons prefix will be RDB. RDB what? This button denotes male, so I'll say RDB male. I'll copy the name Y and I'll say next attribute ID is equal to same RDB male. I'll copy this completely, Control C, and I'll name both the remaining 2 radio buttons, but the first one is denoting male, so I'll call it as RDB male. The second one I'll call it as RDB female. You can observe the changes I am doing. And the third radio button I'll say trans. RDB trans, I'll say RDB trans. I have named all the radio buttons. I have given ID to the radio buttons. Let us save the changes and observe the output. Can you see 3 radio buttons? No changes basically. Now, when I check the first radio button, the remaining 2 are unchecked. Okay. So when I check this, the remaining two should be unchecked. I'll check this, but see, the first one is still checked. I'll check the third one. All the three are checked. This is wrong. Now, why did I get such a wrong output? Because all the three radio buttons are independent of each other, right? You can see all the three radio buttons are independent of each other. Where can you see? Observe the name given to the radio buttons. They all are different. The name and the IDs are different. So all the three radio buttons are working independently. So to get the proper behavior, we need to group the radio buttons. And for that, we have to give the radio buttons the same name. So I'll call all the three radio buttons by the name RDB gender. I'll copy this and paste it. I'll call all my radio buttons. Even the ID I'll change to RDB gender. So I'll copy and paste the name and the ID as RDB gender. Can you observe? I hope it is correct. Okay. Control S and refresh. Name and IDs are used to uniquely identify these controls and access the controls in the code. What I'll do, can you observe the output? I'll check the first radio button. The remaining two are unchecked. I'll check the last radio button. The remaining two are unchecked. I'll check this radio button, female radio button. The remaining two are unchecked. Correct? Right? Now we are getting a proper output. So these two radio buttons or all the three radio buttons in a group should be carrying a single name, and we have grouped the radio buttons with the name RDB gender. So radio buttons in a group should be called by the same name. Only then they will act properly or they will function properly. We'll move to the next attribute. Now observe the output. Okay. Can you see when this page gets loaded on the browser window, none of the radio buttons are checked. Okay, so by default, all the radio buttons are unchecked. But I want one of the radio buttons should be checked by default. For that, I'll use an attribute called as check. It doesn't have a value. I'll save. I want the male radio button to be checked when the page gets loaded on the browser window. So I said checked and save and refresh. Can you see? By default, when the page is loaded on the browser window, the male radio button is checked. When I click here, the remaining two are unchecked. When I click here, the remaining two are checked. When I click here, the remaining two are unchecked. I hope you are understanding. To move to the last attribute inside the radio button, we'll again go back and observe the output. Okay. Now, can you observe the text box is empty? The password element is empty. But this is the male radio button is checked. Okay. Now, whatever you enter inside a text box is called as its value. Correct? So, I am entering here my name. That means this input element, which the text input element has a value Sarita. Okay. I'll go back to the code. The text box is called by a name, text username, and its value. Here it was empty. Correct? By default, I have written here value is equal to inverted comma open, inverted comma closed. Now, I have not written anything between the inverted comma. This means empty. Same here. Right? I'll save this and refresh. Can you see? By default, it is empty. Similarly, radio buttons should also carry value. And what is value necessary for? The data, what we fill up in a form. Okay. This data is sent to the server for processing when you click on the submit button. So what goes to the server for processing? The data that is sent goes in the form of or is sent in the form of a key pair. The key pair is made up of the name and the value. Every element, every control's name equal to value goes to the server for processing. So if it is a text control, what will go for processing? TXT username. From which control is the data coming? TXT username. And what is coming? From TXT username, Sarita is coming for processing. What is coming from password? That is from PW user. What is coming for? What is going for processing? Whatever password I enter here, that is going. Not this disk. It is, I have written here SARITA. So Sarita is going for processing. So whatever you write inside a particular control, that goes for processing. But in case of radio buttons, we are not writing anything inside the control. We are just checking the control. So we need to give a value to the control. And in case of radio buttons, the value should be, or in case of any control, the value of a control should be a unique value. So here I say value is equal to what? I can write any value 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I can use A, B, C, D, E, F. I can write male, female, anything. I'll use male. Okay, I'll write in short M. I'm not writing male, I'll in short write M. Similarly, I'll save and write here value is equal to, for female I'm using F. In case of this transgender I'm using T. You can use any other value. I'm right now using M, F and T. You'll observe value should be given. Compulsory it should be. It is mandatory to write value for the radio buttons. Okay. And value should be unique. It should be different. It should not be kept empty. I'll save and make changes. You'll not find any difference. To observe the difference, we will have to learn the form tags. We'll have to learn the form tags, remaining attributes called as method and action. And we will see those attributes once we finish with all the input tags. I am taking only one input tag in one video so that if a student is not able to understand or has difficulty in a particular control, he or she has to check only that particular video. Okay, this video I'll stop. You can also create one more. When you are practicing, you can create one more radio button where you can answer a question, are you physically handicapped? And you can create two radio buttons saying yes or no. I'll stop this video. The next video will come with, or will be in the next tutorial or the next video, we will discuss checkboxes. I'm saving it. I'll just show you once again the output. By default, you can observe all empty except male. And why the male is checked? Because we have written here checked. Okay, I hope you are understanding.